So normally when the release of a game is delayed, it's regarded as a bad thing. While there are sometimes good reasons like fixing bugs or adding some final polish, it's still frustrating if you were excited to play the game only to have that stolen away from you. I mean, I'm still in the huff because Untitled Goose Game got delayed. Really wanted to play as that goose. Still though, delays are fairly commonplace, and the game still comes out roughly when you expected it to. Sometimes games go into what we call development hell, which is worse. Development hell is a drawn-out, protracted process, which means that it can take years, even decades, before a game comes out, if it ever does. The game might go through several reboots or be shopped around publishers, and it doesn't always turn out well. The most famous example of this is Duke Nukem Forever. It took 15 years to come out, and it was absolutely awful. Everything about it was dated. The gameplay, the graphics, the humour, I mean, among other things, it kind of left you with the impression that the developers genuinely hated women. That's just one example though, it's not always quite so terrible. The original Prey, released in 2006, was actually alright, if nothing special. It took 11 years and it did do some interesting things with both Portals and Gravity. It might not have been worth an 11-year wait, but it wasn't horrible to play. Sometimes though, just sometimes, a game emerges from the pit of development hell and it's amazing. 2016's Doom took 9 years to get here and went through a full reboot, but it was amazing. The graphics, the gunplay, even the weird sense of humour that ran throughout it made it one of the best games of 2016, and I'm really excited for its sequel. Unless it gets delayed. So why mention any of this? Well, rumours are swirling that Theresa May is edging towards extending Article 50, and by definition, delaying Brexit. Great, do that. Then do it again, and then do it as many times as you feel it needs to be done. I mean, maybe some Brexiteers' feelings will get hurt, but luckily I don't care about their feelings or what they want at all. Not even the slightest bit. As long as I can afford food and maybe visit Euro Disney without having to fill out a binder's worth of paperwork, then by all means procrastinate the shit out of it. And you know what's interesting? Unlike with an unreleased game, we already know what the worst case scenario is going to look like. Let's imagine that Duke Nukem Forever is no deal Brexit. At worst, we can delay that for a little bit, and as we all know, Duke Nukem Forever should have been delayed until the heat death of the universe. Or maybe we get time to get a deal that's not quite as bad as no deal. It's not perfect, but it could have been a lot worse. Let's say that's Prey. Or maybe sanity takes over and Brexit's cancelled and Boris Johnson gets fired into the sun on board that stupid NHS bus. Ironically, that scenario most resembles Doom. The point is, as far as I'm concerned, Article 50 can go to hell. Development hell. Anyway, those are just my thoughts, but what about you? Let me know in the comments below. As always, tell all your pals about this video, and I'll see you next week.